What is going on, people? We are back after a bit of a hiatus. I'll be honest, it's been a while since I've done a long form video. I've been on holiday, honeymoon, all that type of stuff. So I am back this way. Hopefully you can see me because my light is also broken. But we are here after a big victory for Manchester United, beating Chelsea away 1-0. Big performance, Champions League all but confirmed. Or so it feels like. We are now 10 points ahead of Chelsea, which feels like a massive gap with 5 games. It would be disastrous and frightening if Manchester United drop that many points, which I don't think we will do. I think we will secure third or fourth now, looking at these fixtures going forward. And tonight was a big performance. You look at the issues we've had going into this game, you think of obviously the performance against Leeds, which was stark and poor, and then you look at the issues we've had at centre half. Delit's obviously been out for a while. Martinez, missing. Maguire's extension to his ban. And then you're looking at Heaven and Mazraoui playing in that game and you're thinking, this could be a bit of an issue. I was a little bit delighted to see Leon Delap playing because I don't think he's anything compared to João Pedro. I think he's a little bit more physical, but given the centre-halves that we had, I felt like João Pedro could have caused them some concerns in terms of the way it drifts about, but Delap was there. But they dealt with it. They were calm, they were composed. Both of them are decent on the ball. I said in my preview before the game that I wanted them to play because they were decent on the ball. And it also helps you because you've still got Luke Shaw out on that left-hand side with his left foot. And I think that is a big thing in a football team, is to have a left-sided left back with a left foot. It makes a massive difference in terms of angles, in terms of rotation, in terms of just being able to progress the ball forward. And that was a big thing for me. But there was a lot of pressure, especially on Heaven. You look at him coming into a game like that, I don't think he's actually played under Carrick at all. Like, he's literally had no minutes. So for him to come in and perform like that is standout. I think the difference between him and Yoro, he's just got that aggression. He's not necessarily a better all-round defender in terms of his reading of the game. He's a little bit more rash, but because he's aggressive, because he gets after the ball, he's perceived as being better currently than what Lenny Yoro is. And I think he was better than what Yoro was the other night, so you have to give him massive credit. And the setup was perfect for me from Carrick, because that front three of Sesko, Cunha and Bumo on paper is our most potent. That's the one that's scored the most goals. Amad Diallo, for as good as he is, or as good as we think he is, hasn't put up the numbers this season. So I asked for that front three to be played, and it was. And we created a couple of chances. There was one just before Cunha's goal where it fell to Cunha, similar position, similar type of thing, a cutback, and he took a touch. I have no idea why he took a touch, because Cunha's one of these players, if the ball's there to be hit, he'll hit it. And I have no idea why he didn't hit that one. But then luckily he gets the chance a couple of moments later. I think it was about 10 minutes later. Bruno Fernandes again, exceptional down the outside. Sesko did very well as well. Blocked his man in the middle, which, if he's not going to get a shot away, that's what we need him to be doing. We need him to be occupying defenders. And that probably goes unnoticed, him doing that job in the middle. But for me, Cunha coming onto that, bang, finish. And from that point onwards, I felt fairly comfortable. Obviously, Chelsea had a couple of chances. Delap had a chance. Enzo had a chance, didn't he, in the second half? But for me, it felt okay. Like, it didn't feel we were being bombarded. And there was also a chance of us going the other end and getting a goal. I thought the midfield in itself, Kobe and Casemiro just did an uncle's job tonight. He just steadied the ship. He didn't really try and be too progressive. There was a couple of passes he gave away. But then Kobe Mainoo, the difference between him and Manuel Ugarte is right there. Go and watch that game, because he goes into spaces that Ugarte doesn't even go. And he also retains the ball. If you just watch Mainoo for 5 or 10 minutes and the way he drifts around the pitch, he's so elegant and so well-timed at doing things. He'll go and help out his mates. He'll go and help his fullbacks. He'll go and help his centre-halves. And if he's not there to get the pass, he'll tell them where to go. There was a couple of times he said to Heaven, just put it round the corner, and he did, and Sesko gets onto it, or Cunha, or whoever it might be, runs onto the ball. And I think that's a big part of Kobe Mainoo's game, that people don't really see. They see all the flashes, the flicks, the tricks and stuff like that. But his off the ball work, I think, was very good. And the defensive side of his game tonight, again, very, very good from Kobbie Mainoo. So I'm delighted with him. Bruno Fernandes, where do you start? Where do you start with this man? He's now 3 assists off the Premier League record, and I have no doubts in my mind that he's going to break that. I can see him probably breaking it in the next couple of games, I'll be honest. Even though we've got Brentford, even though we've got Liverpool, he just puts up numbers, and the man he's magical. He's the difference maker. He's everything you want from a captain. He's everything I want from a captain, because he worked his heart and his soul out tonight. Like, he was grafting like you've never seen before. And then he puts one on a plate like that for Cunha. No one else in the league is doing that currently. Maybe Rayan Cherki, but not to Bruno's level. And for me, it's a blessing that we've got him, and he's going to carry us to this Champions League. He has a lot of his assists have come post-Christmas. If you look at it, I think he only had, did he have 3 assists before Christmas? Which is mental, like crazy off the scale stats. But yeah, again, sensational tonight. Chelsea, I think, flatter to deceive as usual. They get a lot of the ball in decent-ish areas. You think of like Pedro Neto on the outside, you think of Garnacho on the other side. By the way, how funny was it? The chance towards him coming on. There's actually a photo of Cunha running over, celebrating past him, which as well is brilliant. But they get the ball in areas. Garnacho will get it, or Neto will get it, or Palmer will get it on the edge of the box. Don't really do anything. And then they tend to resort to pulling it back and whipping it in, which a lot of teams do in the Premier League now, but they don't really feel like they have an out-and-out threat. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they could have scored tonight. It wouldn't have been against the runner player. But I never really felt in too much danger. And I think that is evident by the fact that they're 10 points behind us, that they just can't get over the line in certain games. United go now with a little bit of pressure released, it feels like. And this United team probably plays better without pressure. It's an odd one, isn't it? Because you go into games like tonight and you think, oh, we could really be in trouble tonight. And then you pull out a result. Same against Arsenal, same against City, same against Liverpool. And then you go into other games, like maybe, say, the Brentford game, that you're maybe expecting to win and we'll drop points. But I feel like given the gap, given the confidence in getting Champions League football, we can just go in now, play football, play the best that we possibly can, and just cruise towards the end of the season with no dramas. That is the plan, anyway. And then it goes into the summer, doesn't it? Big recruitment, big money now coming in with the Champions League football. It is a monumental turnaround from where we were at the end of October, beginning of November, because I was looking down the league at that point. I was looking at the likes of Brentford and Everton and teams like that, thinking, we're in real trouble here of slipping down this Premier League, but we've gone the other way. Carrick's done a brilliant job. That's a different story for a different day. Who comes in, whether we keep Carrick, whether we change it and we go to an Enrique or Nagelsmann or blah, blah, blah. That is a conversation for a different day. Today is about a brilliant, brilliant win against a lacklustre Chelsea team, but 3 massive points. And Champions League, the champ, all but confirmed. That is it. Right, guys, lovely to see you all again. I'm going to get back into a routine of doing this, so drop a follow, drop a like, drop a comment, drop a whatever you drop on YouTube, because I'm trying to focus on YouTube now. So, love you all. I'll see you in the next one.